53, and we're Tuesday, 55, stray shower possible. From the Weather Channel, I'm Jeff Eno on 760 WJR, where Detroit comes to talk.
Please consider this your personal invitation to join me, Steve Courtney, along with WDIV's Jamie Edmonds for the WJR Sportsbook, Monday nights from 7 to 8, proudly presented by our friends at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
It's tea time for Spin on Golf on 760 WJR. Live at Fox Hills Golf and Banquet Center in Plymouth. Presented by Rocket Mortgage and the Rocket Mortgage Classic coming to Detroit Golf Club June 29th through July 2nd. Now, here are your hosts, PGA professionals Jordan Young, Brian Cairns, Mike Fay, and WJR's own Sean Baligian.
Well, it is indeed a pleasure. Sunday night here. 6:06 Spin on Golf out here, beautiful Fox Hills, the Jordan Young Training Center. Jordan Young sitting right next to me, smiling like the butcher's dog, with his Toronto Maple Leafs cap
I do
on.
have it. That's the first time I've worn it.
I do have it. Look at
I just wore it for you. My
Just haven't worn
mon
it
ami.
4 years because they can't win. And now they're going to win this series, I guarantee you.
The best quote I
BC's been
saw,
on it.
I know this is a golf show, but we got to talk about this.
There we
The
go.
best quote I saw was, after they've won 2 games, they feel like they've won the series. That makes me really nervous.
I hope not.
That makes me really nervous.
BC, of course, in the house as well. Always nice to see BC. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time all year,
Ta-da!
there he is, the one, the only,
All day.
all day,
Mike
Mike Fay. What's up, Mikey?
Well, how you doing, guys? Just
How you been, buddy?
I'm doing great. We're on the junior golf circuit this summer, so I'll probably be reporting in live from a lot of our best junior golf tournaments here in the state of Michigan, and
Really
today
important, Mike.
is a big
Thank
day.
you for doing that. It's really important that we're reporting all golf and especially youth golf.
Yes, it is. I think it is, and seeing that my daughter's playing, it's pretty cool, and I can come over here and talk and spend lots of time with our kids and make sure that they're having a lot of fun, you guys. And
Yeah, tell everybody where you're at, Mike. I know
Yeah.
you're. This is something. It's nice that Jeff Marcero put it in the budget where we can have a correspondent out and about now.
Yeah.
So our correspondent
wasn't it?
Mike Fay out and about. Where you at, Mike?
Right now, we're at Washtenaw Golf Club over in Ypsilanti and at the GAM Golf Association Michigan Junior Kickoff. And I'll tell you what, guys, over the last 2 days, this is the second day of it. As you know, the weather has not been fantastic for the kids, and they grounded out. There was a lot of glove wearing and winter hat wearing and hail and rain and yuck last
It
2
was
days.
too cold to teach in the heat of Bay, Mike.
Was there anybody
Oh, I
wearing
can imagine.
shorts and a golf shirt over the last 2 days? Because I bet you there was one.
Yesterday, I saw a girl in just a golf shirt, and I thought, oh boy,
No.
you are tough. But
I don't know if tough would be the right word.
I'll be honest with you. I was shocked to see BC here. I thought he was jumping on a plane and heading back to Florida. Like with the way the
This
weather's
actually
been.
isn't him.
Yeah, it's my double.
This is the AI version.
It's like Biden double. You know?
This is high flyer version over here.
Oh my.
So what's going on out there? Most importantly, your lovely
Mhm.
daughter. What's going on out there?
Yes, Rach is. They have a couple different divisions, overall divisions for both boys and girls, and 15 and under for both boys and girls. And Rach made a big comeback today and climbed up the leaderboard, and right now she's currently tied for 5th. So good job, Rach. She's sitting here over across from me right now.
Big
So,
comeback, knocking off 13 shots today from her score yesterday. I mean,
That's right.
the
playing
biggest
much
thing,
better.
Mike, that you probably know about with junior golf and especially girls golf is the emotions and the roller coaster ride from day to day. And this is a 2-day event. Tell me what
No
you
doubt.
see out there and the trends with the kids and the juniors when they play in tournaments.
No doubt. I mean, yesterday, the weather dictated everything. There was a lot more wind yesterday. They had 20, 30 mile an hour gusts. We had a lot more steady rain yesterday. It was tough. And, staying in the game is a big deal. And understanding that sometimes a bogey is a good score on a hole is a big deal, because it was just playing really difficult out there. And I'm just proud of all of them. Just finishing is good in this kind of weather. It's cold. The wind chill's got to be in the 30s easy.
Yeah, Mike, it's easy to say, well, you should have, rain gear and everything for that. But you know what? Not all these kids have that, access to the expensive rainwear and the heated gloves and then the heated vests that we have. And, I'm wearing long underwear and rain pants, actually. But anyway,
Right.
not all these kids have access to that stuff. So a lot of the kids probably got soaking wet and then they got cold. And, it's tough to keep going when you're into those conditions.
It is tough.
How did the course play? Because this has been weird the last few days. Some areas have had a ton of rain. Some areas barely got touched. I know where I live, I mean, we just got a ton of rain, and it wasn't raining like a mile and a half away. How did the course play?
The course was great. Really, we came out about a week ago in the 85 degrees, which was really nice, right? And had a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what, it soaked up all that water, and it's beautiful green here. And the greens were great. The staff was awesome. And thank you guys so much for hosting it this year at Washtenaw.
Dave Kendall.
That's awesome.
Dave Kendall.
Yes.
What a great job he's done in the place, hasn't he?
Yeah.
We
had a lot of parents out here, guys. A lot of support for the kids. Everybody all bundled up and cheering, and that's fun for me to see. I like that.
Cool.
Looks like Sophia Lee from Midland is going to win the girls 15 and under division with 12 over.
Yes.
Boys 15 and under. New name for me. Maybe you guys know him, but Nemo Tsai, 67 today.
Yes.
Yeah, 77, 67. I don't know if I can shoot 67 from those tees, but
Nemo?
Yes. Well, that's what it says, Nemo.
Yeah, Nemo to size. Yeah.
I see our man Ryan Tobin Jr., 9th place, came back with 79 today.
Yep. Evan Mackey, I coach him from Ohio. He came in 6th today.
Good.
Yeah,
Ohio.
it was good stuff.
What?
Girls division. What about the overall girls? That one's completed, right? It looks like Jessica Jolly.
Jessica Jolly
won from Rockford.
Yeah,
74.
Yep, 1-shot win over Elise Fennel.
Yeah, there's some good names in there. We got Lauren Tiff. We got Lillian
O'Grady.
O'Grady. Kate Brody finished 5th. She came back with a 74.
Yeah. Elena Lee played super today, 73 from 82 yesterday. Lillian Bergman is going to Oakland University, tied 8th. Massey Yang, all the girls.
That's good.
Really
Kate,
good.
isn't Kate committed to Wisconsin?
Yeah. Lauren Timpf is going to be playing for Purdue. Jessica Jolly's going to Iowa State.
Wow, you done your homework.
Is it Indiana State?
Yeah,
no,
that's
Indiana
like-
State.
Wow.
Yes, we kind of know the girls here with Rach. Rach knows the girls, so
nice.
Illinois State. Sorry, Illinois State.
Illinois
And
State,
so
so
is
yeah,
her teammate who is going to be joining for Elise Fennel, who came in 2nd, is also going to the same school. Rachel just.
That's why we call them all day.
Yeah.
Listen, all day knowledge, just dropping knowledge left and
I'm
right.
just like, who are these people?
He's also got the LPGA report coming up as well, right, Mike?
We do. The ladies are currently playing right
overall
now.
boys.
Wait, before we get to the LPGA, we'll talk about Brian Tillman, who won the event. Long-time Fox Hills guy.
Congratulations.
Student of mine and a lefty. Brian shot 70-68 to win by 4 shots over Mitchell Strickland and Andrew Slade, who was +1.
Yeah.
So congrats to him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, we are up against a break. Obviously, a lot of things to do before we hand it off to Chris Renwick. Of course, we have Michigan Panther broadcast coming up tonight. We'll chat with the boys before kickoff of that tilt tonight on your home for the Panthers, 760 WJR. In the meantime, so glad you could join us. Spin on Golf, brought to you by our friends at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. We're 10 weeks away. Championship Sunday is 10 weeks away. And, of course, our friends at Rocket Mortgage proper. We don't do this show without them, so we appreciate them greatly. Gang's all here. Glad you are as well. It's Spin on Golf on a Sunday night here on 760 WJR.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate.
Isn't that crazy how I know where all those girls are going to
That
school?
was awesome, dude. Are you kidding me?
Novo.
Yeah, that was good.
Now this just came back to me. Novo would come out to Dearborn because he was, call
Nemo?
gloves. But no, Novo. This guy, he worked. That was kicker for the Panthers.
Oh,
He would ask for a bottle of tequila before he teed off. This guy Novo Biovic,
he
was the kicker.
Really?
Yeah.
Now,
you
he
should
worked
ask
for
him about it.
he worked for Conniff. He worked for Conniff at Call Gloves, who was a member there. Now he's a member of Meadowbrook. But anyway, and he's a little squirt too. He would drink a bottle of tequila in one round of golf.
Wow.
Love tequila, but still.
Man, these
I
mics are lively today, aren't they?
couldn't do it.
Man,
hear.
I can hear like BC's inner.
You stopped
sounding.
a long time ago, right?
2009ish. Yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah. I kind of had to.
Yeah,
Bad. But it's been great.
good for you.
Yeah.
Been a good run.
14 years.
Yeah, been a good run.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I was getting. Are we on some kind of StreamYard right now? Okay.
We are.
I won't bring the story up.
Spin on golf after dark. That's a spin on golf after dark story.
I've seen some of BC's actions.
Ugh.
None of it was like stupid.
Nah, but just
I get it.
not good.
I get it.
you
You're gonna have to trust me. I get it.
Yeah, you know the deal.
There was just
I
a
do
few calls
more
late
than you
at
know.
night, and I'd be in bed, and I'm like, "Where are you?" He's like,
I have no
"I have
idea.
no idea, but I think I just hit something." And that would happen often. I'm like, "Come on, we can't be doing this.
Yeah.
Come on, BC."
Enough of this crap. Jesus.
You
Hey,
know what? The funny thing, like honestly, I didn't stop. I have a few every now and again, but not like I used to. I got tired of waking up and just feeling like garbage. Like in just one day, like I stopped for 6 months. I just was like, that's it. I'm not nothing. Zero
not-
zilch nada.
I don't really like it.
And it was amazing. It just like now I wake up in the morning and I don't feel like crap.
Didn't stop me.
Really?
It's terrible, wasn't it? Didn't deter me one bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated it. Ugh.
Hey, the Panthers. Can we call them like the Big Cats, or is that kind of like too tight?
Yeah.
with
What
the
can we
Lions?
say again? What can?
What? Ooh, little kitty.
I was at that. I was at that playoff game in '83. True story. It was a 90-degree day in the Pontiac Silverdome, and it felt like a greenhouse. Like I'm not being. It was so hot.
Welcome back. It's Spin on Golf on WJR. Presented by Rocket Mortgage and the Rocket Mortgage Classic coming to Detroit Golf Club June 29th through July 2nd. Once again, here are PGA professionals Jordan Young, Brian Cairns, Mike Fay, and WJR's own Sean Baligian.
6:19 on a Sunday night. So glad you could join us. Spin on Golf. Now, a special programming note. The boys are going to be on next week from 7 to 8. 7 to 8. I'm not going to be here, but the boys have a 7 to 8 show.
Good.
Normally, we're going to be 6 to 7. I know there's one show in June that's going to be 7 to 8. And then, of course, for any of the Masters, we're going to have 2-hour shows.
You
Yes.
could say
Something
that
that we
another
all
10
clamored
times.
for.
I would still not remember that. I just tell me the next week and I'll
Well,
know where to go.
Marcero Smart, he sent out that email.
I know, I
with
always
the,
go
with
back to
the whole
that.
schedule, so you have to double
Where
check
is
it
it?
and triple
I
check
have
it.
no idea where it is.
We'll post it on our social media
Hey, it's so
sites.
funny.
not
We're
to confuse
talking
the
about these Michigan. There's another cat in the state, or somebody said that. Didn't you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So you brought up an interesting point. Remember, people were allowed to smoke in the Silverdome.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
They were smoking in the concourses, not down the seats, but all the smoke would just go up, and then by Thanksgiving you couldn't see the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Sometimes there was so much smoke
Yep.
in the Silverdome. It was unbelievable, and we sat in there. We just kept.
It's
Oh, boy.
amazing when you think about it,
Deep.
right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We did.
No
It
wonder
wa-
why it caved in or whatever it did.
we were talking the famous playoff game against the Oakland Invaders in 1983. Of course, the
Yep.
first incarnation of Panthers won the USFL title, and it was in July, and it was one of those July days that you love. It was 90 something degrees, the humidity, and it felt like you were walking in a greenhouse. And then You double that with what BC was just talking about with that smoke.
Unbelievable.
It
Couldn't
was
breathe.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Really
It's like
incredible.
being in a Russian sauna.
Yes.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did. Yes.
Red Square.
Hey, speaking of bounce backs, our boy, I think I can say our boy now. I hope I can. James Pyatt with a beautiful bounce back down in Australia. He shot a 74. He followed that up with a 66, correct?
66, yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, he had it going, and I know the first thing you say, yeah, but I bogeyed my last hole again. That's all I'm going to hear from him. But that's pretty cool. Made 8 birdies last night or today, whatever it was. But it was good to see because he was on Look What's Happening Now like 5 times in a row. Birdie, 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 birdie. And it was pretty cool for James to get some airtime. And Taylor Gooch, no one could catch him. But they almost got into third place. The High Flyers.
Yeah, they're getting there.
Well.
They're getting
Yeah,
close.
they're getting there. They got a good team. I mean, Phil's playing great golf, and James will hit his stride here. I'm just waiting.
He's close. He's close.
I wanted to ask you guys, and obviously I know how you feel, BC, and I wanted to ask you guys, is Liv catching on mainstream now? Because a year ago at this time, let's be honest, and I think we all shared our thoughts, there were a lot of people, it was almost like Dracula putting the cross up and everything. Ooh, bad, bad, bad. I'm sorry I said it then. I'll say it today. I think it's great for golf. I'm not just saying this because BC's sitting 5 feet from me. I think it's great for golf. I think it's great to have more people talking about it and the different way they are doing things. But Jordan, I'll start with you. What's your take on golf, live golf a year in?
Well, I think with anything new, people are going to say it sucks. I think it needs to evolve, and I think it is evolving. It's better this year than it was last year. I still check in and watch it. I still want to know what's going on. It looks to me like they had a party down under this week. And BC was saying like with Chase Koepka, I mean, that was no different than TPC or Scottsdale. Beers raining everywhere.
Crazy.
I
think that was their intention, to reach out to people that aren't going to go to the, myself included, the stodgy PGA viewing crowd.
I didn't realize that was still one of the best fields they've ever had down in Australia. Right. And they're still missing a lot of players, but that was one of the strongest fields they've had play down there.
Yeah. I mean, they used to get them for the Australian Open, but no one goes down there anymore as much. I'm not going to say anymore, but like the President's Cup was the best field ever. And now this one, maybe 1 step or 2 steps more, but it's a long way away.
I think it's changing. I think it's good. I think they still need to fix the telecast.
Yep.
I haven't watched it this year, but it's too much shot. It's like, come on, like let's look at a few shots for a while. Let's go a little longer. Just seem to jump around way too much for me.
Mike, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask your opinion as well. What's your take on live a year in?
I think it's getting better and better, and they're trying to figure it out. I think that what came out of the Masters dinner and those guys coming together was really, really good to hear that there wasn't any controversy, right? And guys are together and talking together, and that's what we heard.
Thing. I'm not into the shotgun start, but whatever. And I'm not sure about the 3 rounds.
I'll tell you what, this is a perfect weekend, and I think you're just being a golf snob if you don't agree with this. This was a perfect weekend to have the tournament that they did down in Australia. Because no disrespect to what was going down in New Orleans, unless you're being that guy and want to disagree just to disagree, the tournament in Australia was 100 times better.
Right.
With bigger names, and it was a legitimate tournament. And I'm sorry, somebody like me, I'm just going to use me as an example. Given the choice on a weekend like this, I'm watching that.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, it was tough watching 11 o'clock at night. And okay, now it's 3 o'clock. I got to go to bed. But that's the only drawback sometimes. But usually they're going to go by 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's what we teed off early in Tucson, or they teed off early in Tucson, and they're going to try to do that. They couldn't quite get around it this week and next week in Singapore, but. Like you said, they know. I mean, if I talk to the people there and I'm like, what's going forward? And they showed us 5-year, 10-year, 15-year business plan. I was pretty taken back, and it's not going anywhere. It really isn't.
Think they'll have a team called the POWs?
Yeah.
I should present that. See how much that franchise would be. I'm going to get 4 of the raunchiest, hated golfers of all time in there. JD, maybe I'll get Rocco. He'd be good on there. The POW.
That should be your long-term goal. 10 years from now, you want a team
I
called
want a
the
franchise
Love
team,
it.
the POWs. Yeah.
Hey, they've got the Range Rats or whatever it's called,
Yeah,
or whatever they're.
freaking the goats.
By the way, we didn't even bring up the M word. I'm sorry. Money wins. I'm a big believer in money winning. You had the purse down in Australia at 25 million. You had the purse at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans at 8.6 million. Money wins. Time and time and time.
Yeah,
again.
and I get
And the
approached
women's
by,
was 5.1.
right.
Yeah.
It was a nice
Mhm.
week, and I get approached by other instructors. Like, I
Chevron.
can't believe these guys sold their souls out to the Saudis, and I'm like, I can't believe that you would even say something like that about an individual. It's business. Period. It's business. They're not selling their souls out to somebody for the sake of this or that. They went in this as a business agreement. If I can go to the New York Yankees and get $50 million a year, wouldn't I? I'm not a Yankees fan, and then nobody likes Yankees. Looks in Detroit, but
Pitched 20 games.
yeah, exactly. Catch
Mhm.
20 games, make yourself 50 million. Great.
Yep.
I mean, what's so different about this? I don't get it. You're not selling your soul to anybody.
Think about the hockey guys.
They're
They
so,
get
so
their-
underpaid.
You know what kicked out of them
Yep.
for 2.5. Well, let's just call it the year. Then they really get the kicked out of them for about 2
Playoffs,
months.
right?
They don't make. They don't make.
They
much
don't
money.
make that kind of money.
You know what? This is hearkening me back to my sports talk radio days, because one thing that I always said for years and years and years is I'm never going to tell another adult what is best for them. I don't know what's going on in their life.
Right.
Hey, you could stay in Detroit. I wish you stayed in Detroit. But if Detroit is offering you a 5-year, $25 million contract, and using your analogy, the Yankees are offering a 5-year, $40 million contract.
Bye.
Who the heck am I to tell you shouldn't take that extra $15 million?
Or you better have some strings or some other stuff
Right.
that are pulling you away.
It's amazing how people try to tell people how they should live their life. I'm very close to going on a political rant, and I'm going to shut my mouth.
It's called the
PC.
media.
Yeah,
You won't
right.
upset me.
Right now, we're actually part of the media.
Yeah, we're the media.
Yes, we are. We are
For
we
this
are the
hour.
evil empire. We
Marshall's
are.
just sitting over here laughing at
Yeah, he's like, just don't say anything else stupid.
All right, we're about a half hour away from Michigan Panther football here on your home for the Panthers, 760 WJR. When we come back, we'll check in with our buddy Mike Fay, who is joining us out in Washington right now. Take a look at what's going on the LPGA Tour. In the meantime, we thank you for joining us here at Spin on Golf on a Sunday night, brought to you by our friends at Rocket Mortgage Classic. Coming up in just 10 weeks, and Rocket Mortgage proper. Don't go anywhere.
I can't believe it hasn't started raining yet.
So good.
I just don't like the.
So good.
I like that they all start and finish at the same time, but I don't like the configuration
good.
of the holes
So
where you can
good.
play it. Like
Big deal.
you're working into a round, or what if you're starting on like 16 or 14 or 18, which could be a totally dramatic different hole. You don't get time to work into the round. Like
It's a big deal.
it's
Like James yesterday, perfect start. He's got 3 par 5s his first 5 holes. It's 4 on.
I mean, it's sometimes it might be an advantage to start on 12
Right.
or
Sure.
a 6, but it's just
Or a
you don't-
disadvantage.
True, true.
Number one, yes, and I do have significantly different from morning to afternoon. Oh, sure, yeah, without a doubt. Even from the weekend, from Sunday morning to Sunday afternoon, someone that tees off 10 o'clock on the PGA Tour event, someone tees off at 1 o'clock, and at 4 o'clock, weather hits. Right. That guy at 10 o'clock shoot 62 or 63 could win.
Is that door open there too?
Yes. It's, what do you mean? open?
Did you tell them to be quiet or no? Did you talk to anybody over there or no?
I understand.
It's
I understand
the routing of the course was set up to do what? To test the golfer.
Right.
And now you've taken that out of play. You really have. You really taken that out of play. Now, Not when like
So there's a
Pyatt.
strategy to the first hole to 18.
Absolutely. You look at Mackenzie's book and how I set up a golf course and what sites I look at and what strategic shots I want and what parts of the round. That's all out the window.
Why you never see a course start with par 3.
Well, there's a couple. There's a couple overseas, but you look at what was my thought? Like Pyatt started in Orange County National. The hardest hole in the golf course was a par 3. The green was like this. It was down grain, and it was straight downwind. And he's hitting a 5-iron.
Huh.
You're gonna make bogey, and then you turn around and go back the other way into a 480-yard par 4 uphill into the wind. It's like, and now if you go par birdie, you're probably leading the tournament. You know, because you're basically 2 or 3 under at that point.
But everybody's got to play that hole at some point, right?
At some point, but you know what? I don't want to make my first swing up.
If you know you're starting there, would you change how you start warming up?
Oh, sure.
You go,
I mean, yeah.
I'm going to start with this hole, so I got to
Well,
work into this shot.
Even we'll talk about that on air. I mean, how do you prepare yourself for the first 3 holes of a tournament? Like I know when I'm playing, let's say I'm playing Washington, I know I'm going to hit a driver and flip wedge. I'm going to hit more drivers, flip wedge. Second hole, I'm going to hit a pretty good drive and probably hit a 5 or 6 iron. I'll probably get some 5 or 6 irons. Then after that, it's pop luck. I'm on my way. But those first couple holes, I'm preparing for, and I'm going to hit the clubs.
Yeah, if you're playing a scramble, I always figure out what hole we're playing on and what am I going to hit off the tee if it's going to be something that's not a driver. My last
4 or
dozen or
5
so swings on the driving range is that club.
Someone's doing a little neighing over here. That's what you guys say when
He loves his Denver Broncos.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it. But man, it's easy coming in and out.
They're going to have a hard time overcoming the whole 54 to world ranking, aren't they?
Impossible.
Yeah. But if they let them play in the Opens and the Masters, the Masters and the 2 Opens can get you points you need for.
Nobody's going to really.
What's that? What's that? Just a speaker.
Yeah, so nobody.
Welcome back. It's Spin on Golf on WJR, presented by Rocket Mortgage and the Rocket Mortgage Classic coming to Detroit Golf Club June 29th through July 2nd. Once again, here are PGA professionals Jordan Young, Brian Cairns, Mike Fay, and WJR's own Sean Baligian.
All right, welcome back in. Glad you can join us on a Sunday night. Spin on Golf here on 760 WJR. I'm one of those guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I get all excited, and hopefully we can touch base with Jason Langwell pretty soon. I love hearing more of the names come out about who is going to be coming to the Rocket Mortgage Classic, of course, end of June, going to July 2nd, 10 weeks away from Championship Sunday. Of course, we will be out there at the historic Detroit course, and we'll be out there for 2 hours. Always fun. It's getting bigger and better every year. I know it sounds like cliche, but it's absolutely positively the truth. And I think we're going to see even more names start to pop out there as well. And it's always exciting when we start to hear those names coming up. So certainly we'll keep you apprised of that. One of the things we love to do on this show is, and I forget which one of you guys said it earlier, Jordan, it may have been you. We like to talk about golf, and not just the PGA, but the LIV, what's going on in the LPGA. Mike Fay, of course, out right now in Washtenaw, keeping an eye on the juniors as well. LPGA is something that Mike Fay keeps an eye on. And Mike, what happened this weekend in the LPGA?
Well, it's BC. It's a historic week here. No more Dinah Shore.
I know.
And it's kind of sad. At the same time, we got to kind of turn the page here at the club at Carlton Woods in Woodlands, Texas, where the Chevron Championship has been moved out of Mission Hills out in Palm Desert to the Jack Nicklaus Signature Course there in Houston. And right now, the ladies are out playing still. Let's see. We've got a leaderboard here. Let's see. They have a few holes left. We're going to – oh, it's tied. Lydia Vu and Angel Yin are tied at 10 under. And Angel
she just
Yin
made a bogey,
is
huh?
16, yes. So quite exciting stuff going on. You know, the traditions, right? I mean, Poppy's Pond, jumping in water, get the robe, the whole thing, major championship winner, that kind of stuff. Just wonder what new traditions we're going to start.
You know,
to
Mike, it was
create.
funny that golf course and how golf changed over the course of time. Just remembering watching that tournament as a younger, not a kid, but younger. That was always a 3-shot hole. And then we got last 5 years, people are whipping it on 2 on that hole. It's like
Jatana Garns.
the game of golf, you know, not just females, but everybody hit it farther, longer, stronger. And the golf course has changed. And maybe that's, you know,
Well,
and Carlton Woods, one of our kids here, played in the PGA, junior PGA there one year. Pretty awesome facility, but considerably harder than, you know, out there in the desert.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I think more than anything, it was a corporate move to get it closer to their corporation there. And, you know, it's sad to see it leave out of, you know, at Mission Hills there. I mean, one of my big things growing up was to be big enough and strong enough that when we go to Palm Desert, I play there because it was a big deal. It was on TV and Dinah Shore was on, and it was a big deal when I was a kid. And it's sad to see it leave there, but at the same time, we got to start some new traditions. I know that they had a very funny segment on the Golf Channel with the LPGA Tour, a bunch of the tour players talking about whether they are going to jump in the pond there or not. So
No,
Mike, that was Mike.
know?
That's the enduring image. Like Dinah Shore may have been 197 at the time. Whatever she was going to take the hand of the winner, and they were going to jump in the pond together. And yeah, if I sound like an old fuddy-duddy, so be it. But
cool.
that was a cool tradition. Exactly, that was a cool
Absolutely.
tradition. It's something you look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, remember the old Bing Crosby clam bakes, you know, Bob Hope out there in the desert also. I mean, you know, stuff that I always remember the rest of my life, those iconic names. And but I obviously everything is corporate now and doing things a corporate way, Mike.
Right. So we'll see what kind of traditions they want to do. I know that is a big deal to the LPGA Tour. It's near and dear to their heart to start things like that. Look at what it just started right now over the last few minutes, this conversation about it. And they'll figure something out. They'll do something really cool for the ladies.
Next week, by the way, they are going to be in LA. It's the JM Eagle LA Championship at the Wilshire Country Club.
Who won the men's event? Did we mention?
Well, hang on. We're going to get there, but I got a little trivia question.
All
Who's
right.
number 1 ranked in the world right now for the women?
Lydia
Cole.
Good job, boys. Who's number 2?
Yes.
No idea.
Tall and skinny blonde.
Nelly Korda.
Yes. Nelly Korda's 2.
And then you've got Jin Young Ko.
Yes.
And then Minji Lee.
Yes.
And then, I mean, Lexi. Lexi's 6. I don't know. I just don't feel like she's doing what she needs to be doing. Right
She should be
Oh, no, I see.
the best player in the world by a mile.
Brooke Henderson is 7. Brooks, you know, she's won recently.
Right. I mean,
and then it goes, I mean, Georgia Hall is 10.
feisty.
Then I got a lot of girls I don't even know. Charlie Hall, 16.
Feisty.
Jennifer
good.
Cupjo is 20.
Yep.
Minji Park, 23. Hannah Green, 24. You know,
You're skipping over a lot of Korean flags there in the process.
There are, but I can't pronounce their names. Okay, I mean,
I'm just saying, I get it. You know,
In Ji Chun, Lilia Vu. Okay, she's from U.S.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just throw it out there, like, who is the number 1, right? So Lydia Ko.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, from New Zealand.
You know, somebody mentioned the PGA Tour. By the way, the Zurich Classic of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Hardy and Riley at 30 under.
You know, Brian Stewart was the last individual winner. Was there a classic? Brian
Really?
Stewart.
Yeah. Yeah. Hardy and Riley 30 under. Taylor Hadwin 28 under. Yeah. So, boy, 65 and then 63 for Taylor and Hadwin today.
You would have had to think Shoffley and Cantley were the favorites, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think.
They finished T4. They were 4 back.
And they played probably average.
But like some of these guys, I mean, with all due respect, is this really
couple
need to happen?
61s the first day of the tournament. Jeez, oh Pete.
Well, again, with next year's change to the, you're not going to see these names. The elevated events, you're not going to see them. They're not going to get to play in these elevated events. They're gone. They don't. I mean,
Matt played with his brother Alex Fitzpatrick. They
Good for
shot
him.
19 under. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, Daly and Duvall just firing it up out there.
Oh, did they play? I didn't
Oh,
know they played.
Firing
They
what up?
fired it
Yeah,
up. They were firing it up. I
Darts
think
left and
they-
right.
$3
Yeah,
bill.
they
You know,
were.
what's
That's
going on
funny.
here?
I think they shot a combined best ball 45 on the front or something.
No, I'm gonna pull
Pretty
them up.
awesome.
Now I got to look that up.
Mike.
Oh boy, yeah. Where are we? Where
Wow,
are
there's
we?
a lot of guys. that play
Yeah,
in
I'm
this.
going way down the list looking
Daly,
for them, Mikey.
Duval,
There
they are.
75, 83. I gotta pull
Yeah.
up the score.
The alternate shot with the foursome, right?
This is an alternate
I mean,
shot.
come
yeah,
on.
it was tough.
They shot 45 in the front nine.
Yeah,
They
you were right.
did.
Look at Mikey. We thought we were kidding. No,
Wow, you're doing
45.
some studying, Mike.
This guy,
I've been studying.
That was
that's
round
all I
2
did.
as well.
real analysis over there.
Yo, Sean, you were talking about the purses, right? How much
Yeah.
was the purse for Zurich? Let's see.
Eight.
You
Yeah,
think you said it.
8.6. 8.6.
Okay, ladies had 5.1.
Yeah.
We're getting warmer.
Getting
Mike,
it better,
we're getting
right?
Warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as soon as Aramco bumps up the money, then we can start playing for some money, Mike. I won't say who owns Aramco.
Of course, next week they are down in Mexico.
Mhm.
Villa Hidalgo. Am I saying that right? Villa
Sure.
Hidalgo. I think that's it. John Rahm won there last year. Vidanta. See, this is like you with those Korean flags.
Jeez.
Vidanta Vallarta. Is that it?
Yes.
Vallarta.
Okay.
Vallarta.
Vallarta. I'm sure BC has been there, so I'm not
Nope.
going to waste. Whoa! Whoa!
See, he's
Whoa.
getting better. He's getting
Nope.
better.
That's New Mexico City. Nope.
He has to have a couple truth statements every week.
No way.
Mexico Open next week down in Villa Hidalgo, Mexico. John Rahm, the defending champion. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that as well.
I want to talk a little bit before we go to our last segment about high school golf. I know Mike teaches a lot of players, boys high school right now. BC works with a lot of players. We work with similar type players. I have 4 kids that I want to mention that have been working their butts off all winter long. And shout out to them. They've all won. They all go to Catholic Central. They're all young kids. They're all freshmen. I know Brian works with a lot of the older kids at CC, but Dylan Shee, David Krasinski, Owen Williams, and Jack Whitmore. David and Jack won their event 68. And Dylan won last week at 75, and Owen won at 71. This is all within the last week or so. They're playing different events across the board. Obviously, CC has a bunch of kids, 20 on the varsity, but 6 or 7 roughly play in and out of the lineup. One interesting thing, and I wanted to get Brian's take and Mike's take on this. Jack Whitmore, he's here practicing right now. He shot 68. Guess how many tournaments he's played before?
1.
0.
Oh, it's his first
So it's
one.
his
Really?
first tournament. And I know
Awesome.
Jeff and I spoke yesterday, Goebel, about some kids at 10 years old have played 100 tournaments already.
Sure.
I don't know if that's right or wrong, but think about this. Jack, and I was talking to his mom yesterday, he's untarnished. He doesn't know.
When to get nervous.
He doesn't
Or
know.
He doesn't know what he
Right.
doesn't know.
So I
which is good.
just say, like, practice hard in the winter, work hard on your speed, work hard on your game and your technique, and things work out good in the spring. And so kudos to these guys who are all still learning. By no means are they in the clear, but they've all won events this spring already. And interesting about, not playing a tournament before and winning and shooting 68.
Amazing.
There's birdie, par, eagle the last 3 holes.
Good thing he finished with an eagle.
Dunham Hills,
Didn't
your
have
favorite
to-
place.
Dum Dum. I love that place. Yes.
So I don't know. Mike, what is your take on that real quick?
I think it's absolutely fantastic that he went out and did that. That's great. Sometimes we have to fail a ton to learn, And
If he hasn't failed yet.
He hasn't failed yet, so
Might
we'll have to
never.
see how he does.
It's crazy, yeah. Good psychological battle there.
All right,
Absolutely.
final segment of the show coming up. You know what that means. We got to check in with BC for the POW, the Punk of the Week. We're also going to have a little crosstalk with the voice of the Michigan Panthers. Michigan Panthers football coming up next, right here on your home for the Panthers.
Here, kitty.
760 WJR.
Oh, man.
How do you explain that, though? How do you
I
explain
don't know.
to
I
the
don't know
guy's
how he
mom,
did it.
like, I go, he's played a few tournaments for it, like about 3 or 4. She's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean? He hasn't played a tournament at all yet. No, that was his first one. I thought
That's
he had
amazing.
to have played one last year. Yeah, I can't believe it.
So
That's
out is
amazing.
58, Rigger. Out is 58. All right. I'll start saying the bye-byes at about 57-15. And yeah.
That's pretty awesome, Jordan.
Like, what would you say
Good
is the right
story.
amount of tournaments a high school girl needs to play leading up into her freshman year as a high
That's-
school player?
I'll save the
Oh, high school?
POW for BC.
Yeah.
High
Do
school player?
tryouts?
Leading
Yeah.
up into
Do you want me to do
tryouts.
it early before we join
I know
in?
I have my kind of. How many
Yeah.
tournaments
Yeah.
playing into the season do you want to do to prep for high school golf events?
At least 1 week after grade school's over.
Well, I mean,
Talk about this. We should hit this when we come back.
Mhm.
I think
Seriously.
at least one a week. I gotta harden this person.
That's a
up.
great conversation.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
this.
Go ahead.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm maybe
You
a
have to
little
be
different
prepared.
that way. I push, Mike. You know.
I think
Mhm.
I think like it's got to be 12 or so.
Yeah, that's what
12
I
to
said.
Yeah, over the
15.
summer.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. 10 to
you
15.
gotta be
over the
hardened up,
summer.
man. Because
And-
I tell you what, when they play against these girls, and they're vultures, man. They're
Mhm.
tough on each other. They're nasty.
And it shouldn't just be events, it should be tournament rounds.
Right.
Tournament.
It should be tournament rounds because some should be 2 days and some should be one. So it might be 16 rounds combined. Or
Right.
something like that.
Put the number on the board.
Yes.
Accountable, to your score. Okay, POW. I'm kind of tossing a coin here. Which one I should go after?
You notice how we
here?
just
You
don't
don't
even have
know?
a field. We just let BC talk about
No,
the
absolutely.
PGA and stuff
It's
like
great.
It's the
that.
best.
Are you still searching?
I just
for
know
one?
for a couple minutes I can go like this. I just kind of, I'm chill. BC
Let
got this.
me tell you what I think. He looks like the guy from Star Wars. What's his name?
The Emperor.
Yeah,
Star
the
Wars?
crusty face guy that
I've
sits
never
in the
seen Star
chair.
Wars. Can you believe it? I've never seen.
So be it.
I've never seen Star Wars. No. Yeah, I remember when the Star Wars first came out, and I'm a sophomore in high school, and this girl saw it like every day, twice a day for a week. I'm like, I'm not going to see it because she's a nasty. This has got to be a crappy movie because she's going to see it every day. And I never went and saw it. I never seen it.
That's great.
Oh, that's
But I was a
classic.
Star
I
Trek
love
guy.
that.
I'm a Star Trek guy. I'm a Guardians of the Galaxy guy. I don't know.
I'm not a like a wannabe, but I like watching the shows. I think it's cool.
What's that? Good level, right? Oh yeah. Oh hey, by the way, I saw John Wick 4 the other day.
Loved it.
Awesome.
Loved it. Loved it.
Awesome.
I went and saw it by myself.
It's over.
Like,
No
yeah.
more John Wicks.
I thought so too. And then
We went to this theater in Heartland, reclining leather heated.
Very
seats.
nice.
it's so
I
important.
mean,
That's
Mikey,
nice. That's
You
nice.
wouldn't have got out of them.
No, I
I'm gonna go
slept
back to
there all
movies
night.
again, and they weren't that. It was like $17 for the wife and I. Was like, this
Just
is-
keep bringing me popcorn. I'm good.
What's that?
Keep bringing me popcorn.
It was
I'm
long.
good.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
It was
to
long.
3.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
didn't
it
fall
was
asleep.
great.
I usually fall asleep in a movie. This one I did
Yeah.
not.
Oh, nice.
No, this was.
It
good.
doesn't stop. It doesn't like literally. It's
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. My top 5 I've seen in a movie theater, which hasn't been that many, but it was cool.
Really? Top 5?
Loved it. I really
Maverick?
did. I enjoyed it. I
I
enjoyed
saw
it.
that on the airplane for some reason. I saw that early on in the airplane. I was like, nah.
Right.
Welcome back. It's Spin on Golf on WJR, presented by Rocket Mortgage and the Rocket Mortgage Classic coming to Detroit Golf Club June 29th through July 2nd. Once again, here are PGA professionals Jordan Young, Brian Cairns, Mike Fay, and WJR's own Sean Baligian.
Well, we're going to check in with the voice of the Panthers in just a minute, but I was privy to a wonderful conversation between these 3 guys that know a little something about golf and know a little something about teaching golf, about how quickly a young golfer should get on the course and how hard they should stay at it. Now, I'm going to let you pick it up from there, Jordan, because like they're having this conversation. I'm listening to all 3 of them pipe in, and I'm like, save this for the air. This is something because it's great advice for young players or fellow teaching pros out there.
Yeah, I mean, I had kids on the course today. I had 2 groups of kids, probably 6 and 7, kids out there, 2 different sets, different ages. One was just get out there and play, have some fun, hit some shots. The other one were more little older high school kids. And then so that brings us to the point that I asked was, how many rounds or how many events should you get in, pretty much events for girls as they move towards their fall season in high school? So prep, say, from now until then, how many tournament rounds should they get in to be prepared for their season in high school?
For the gauntlet.
And that was the question I had to Mike and BC. And I had a number in my head, and we all kind of agreed it was, somewhere, we'll call it rounds, because events, some are 2 and some are 1 day, 16 to 18 rounds. Tournament rounds.
Yep.
You have to play 1 days. You have to learn how to compete. You have to play 2 days. You got to learn how to compete over 2 days in different weather conditions or put 2 rounds together. We saw Mike's daughter today, not play so great yesterday and play better today. I mean, you got to learn how to come back.
Yeah, but along with it is the off course crap that that you have to really dig into these kids early on. So listen, you need going to see a trainer right now. You're 12. Oh no, you're going to see a trainer. And the parents are looking at you like, cha-ching, cha-ching. I'm like, no, this is what they signed up for. Because the second day they're not going to just die out there
or
physically unfit.
Clothing, or like I had kids out in the golf course say, it's kind of cold out here. I go, yeah, well, I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Put some
I'm
clothes
prepared.
on.
Are you?
Call.
I mean, you knew you were going out on the course today, so they have to be prepared. They've got to get on the course, and that'll get them ready for the following season.
Great stuff. Hey, let's check in quickly before we get to the POW, which has become a staple here on Spin on Golf. Let's check in with the voice of the Michigan Panthers down in Canton, Ohio, at venerable Benson Stadium, the one and only Chris Renwick. Mr. Renwick, how are you, sir?
Oh, what's with all the formalities? Good evening, fellas. How we doing?
What's happening, Chris?
Good.
Looking forward to this game that's going to be heard right here on 760 WJR. And those of us here were old enough to remember that championship almost 40 years ago. The Michigan Panthers defeated the Philadelphia Stars, and we got ourselves a little rematch tonight.
I was there.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, this is the first time I've been to the Hall of Fame. This is the first time we've been to the Hall of Fame Village. I mean, this place is clean. This place is, it looks brand new. I know they've done some work over the last couple of years, but this is a fantastic spot for pro football, and we're going to get this kicked off here in just a little bit. But despite all of that, I think the thing that I'm most excited about is I think I've got a new best friend.
Oh,
I think J.U. Kalkrick and I are quickly becoming best friends, and it's wonderful. It's been a tremendous couple of weeks.
Spartans and Wolverines don't mix.
We come together, baby. This is what we do.
Go green.
We build bridges.
You better be good friends with him, Chris, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with him.
Of course, we all remember Mr. Kalkrick and his times at Michigan State. J.U., what's your take on the USFL so far? I mean, to me, I sit at home. It's good football, okay? This is good football, but I want to hear from a guy that played at the highest level. Obviously, everybody remembers your time at Michigan State. What's your take on what you're seeing so far out of this new USFL?
Yeah, I love it. I love the league. I love the players. They know it's an opportunity to showcase their talents for the next level. They're going to be starting training camp coming up in August, and some of these guys are going to be on NFL rosters come this fall. So this is their opportunity to showcase their talents, and I love it. I love the game. I love how the offenses are being run and the seriousness that goes into the preparation for these games.
This might be a stupid question, guys, but what kind of ball do they use? Do they use an NFL ball? Do they use a college ball, or is it a CFL ball?
They use an NFL ball, but it's branded. It's USFL branding on it. You have the stars along the outside of the football at each end of it. So it's an NFL regulation football. Cool. The same, inflated to the same amount as well.
Well, look, and knowing Jordan, I know that in order for him to enjoy something, there's got to be some Canadian connection. There's a ton of guys who play in this league that played in the CFL. Heck, Channing Stribling played at Michigan cornerback, plays for this Philadelphia Stars team. He played for Hamilton. So Jordan, you're invested here. You got to be in.
Yeah, and also Jordan too. Just so if it makes you feel better, my wife's Canadian.
There you
go. Is she from Thunder Bay?
No, she's from Toronto area, and I've been to many Tiger Cat games.
Same area.
But she's a Leafs fan. Then there we go.
Definitely.
These guys will have the call next. We're really looking forward to it. Continued success to these guys, and the Panthers want to keep the winning going, and we'll be listening. Chris Renwick and J.U. Kalkrick next year on 760 WJR. Thanks for joining us, boys.
You got it, fellas.
Take care.
See ya.
All right, couple minutes left in this show, and of course, the last couple minutes of the show, I hand it over to the one and only BC for.
You know what
the
time of year it
POW.
is?
Oh no!
You know what time of year it is?
It's playoff
spring.
time.
It is playoff time. But in golf, it's spring. That means every dumb donkey, I should say, that knows how to hold a club or thinks they know how to play golf comes out and invades the real golfer's paradise, the golf courses.
It's kind of like the dandelion.
First of all, well, yeah, but the dandelion, you got to respect it for a week.
Oh, my.
You got to respect the dandelion.
I don't know, man.
Smells good.
Spray
It's
that
got
stuff
a
on it.
fragrance.
I'm
You don't
afraid
mind
of what
dandelion.
this
You
is
know what?
going to go.
It's usually not in the fairways, it's in the rough. So I'm in the fairway, no dandelions. Anyway, I'm distracted again by my own means. But anyway, these golfers, they don't know how to fix a divot. They don't know how to fix a pitch mark. Over here in the short game, these are rake jobs. What an abomination to the game of golf, Mike. Really?
I know.
Who's teaching these people to not take care of the golf course?
I saw a
They
divot.
don't.
It's a disaster.
I saw a divot this big today,
joke.
the size of my iPad, and the tee was stuck right in the middle of
In the
it.
middle of it.
So what does that tell you?
This is a joke. There's no respect. I'm out. POW out.
Oh,
BC,
wow.
Jordan Young, Mike Fay, Mr. Rieger, Jeff Marshall. We're going to hand it off to the boys, Chris Renwick, J.U. Kalkrick. They've got Michigan Panther football from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio, right here on your home for the Panthers, 760 WJR. Until next week, we'll see you on Spin on Golf.
Come on, that was a good reference, the dandelion reference.
I like to